At any rate, I've got a young man on the line I've been itching to talk to now for some time. His name is Anthony Tolda. This young man, y'all remember the town hall revolts that swept across America? I mean, it was major entertainment this past summer, August in particular. But you're talking about major entertainment. I think the movie industry, what's the name of that recent movie that's been introduced that's making a whole lot of headlines these days? Avatar. Yeah, if Avatar had been introduced back in August, it would have fell flat on its face because people were watching the television as these town hall meetings were absolutely pure entertainment. At any rate, out in a meeting out in Suffolk County Community College back in October, Anthony Tolda was out there, and Steve Israel, his name is Israel, was out there promoting the Obama line and spending money and just disrespecting the people. And Anthony Tolda stood up and shouted him down. Anyway, I've got Tolda on the line now. I believe I got him. Anthony, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Well, good to have you on the Manning Report today. How's everything going? Where are you now? You're in Nassau County? You're in New York or where?
Suffolk County, Huntington.
Suffolk. I'm sorry. Yeah, Suffolk County. Well, it's good to have you on the line now. I was reading this article here in Newsday about you. You want to tell us a little something about yourself and what got you so fired up? I mean, looking at your picture, you look like you're ready to take on Joe Frazier or somebody, you know? I mean, what was going on there that night?
I felt like God's Fury was coming right out of me. I'm a pretty average guy. I'm a financial consultant. I got in at a bad time, which caused me to study this financial crisis, which in turn, I understand what they're doing. And they're intentionally collapsing our currency to push us towards this world currency.
Now, can I ask you to repeat that and please elaborate on, you believe that the administration is intentionally collapsing our economy? You believe that?
Absolutely. When you see an administration that in 1 year has spent more than all the others combined, how else on earth could you perceive it as anything different? How could any rational human being not understand what's being done to us right now?
All right. I'm in agreement with you. I just wanted to hear you say it twice. That's all.
No, I didn't mean to sound that way with you. It's almost like I feel like I'm lecturing any doubters in the audience.
No, lecture us. We need to be lectured. You need to make it plain. Go and tell us.
So he's pushing this agenda, and he's telling us how it's going to be, and we didn't even get a microphone at this town hall meeting. That's how against the Constitution these people are. They limited our First Amendment rights. They didn't give us a microphone. Okay, the League of Women Voters picked all the questions. League of Women Voters asked all the questions for us, and they asked my question. I was in the second row in front of them, and I had already yelled at them twice. So when they asked my question, that's when I really, really let them have it. The second time I yelled at him, he was disputing our Second Amendment rights. He said they've been debated all the way to the Supreme Court. Now, that might be a fact, but that doesn't make it right. And the way he was presenting it made it seem like he was on the side that they should be debated.
Well, let me ask you now, were other people in the audience as disturbed by his statements as you were, or was it just you out there that night?
Oh, no. People were disturbed. I was just the loudest one of it.
What was the makeup of the audience? I mean, both Republicans and Democrats, or young people, older people? You're a very young guy, I see. But what was the composite of the audience out there that night?
It was a good mixture. There was a lot of his supporters there, and then some of them started telling me to shut up and sit down when I started screaming at them the third time, the time they got all the attention. And they were sitting down telling me to shut up and sit down, and I turned around to them, and I said, "You shut up and sit down." They were already sitting down, but I was just so enraged. And what happened was they put the quotation that I reacted angrily to his question, and to the answer to my question, rather. And that's not the truth. What happened was he went to shift off my question to one of his three cronies he had on stage with him, a lawyer and a doctor and his assistant, because I embarrassed him. His American flag pin was upside down, and I told him he had to fix it before we even got into my question. And you know what I said to him? I said, "I agree with you there. because that's a sign of distress, and we are a nation in distress right now.
Now, the people were shouting, "Stop printing money. We don't care what you think. You're immoral." What was that all about?
That's people's opinions. That wasn't me. That was the people there. And at the end of that meeting, everybody started clapping, or at least all the people that were with me started clapping, which is a lot of people, and they started chanting Ron Paul over and over again. Ron Paul, Ron Paul, Ron Paul.
Let me ask you another question here. I am in complete concurrence that Obama wants to destroy our economy. That way it makes socialism a very easy fit. He cannot fully implement socialism in a strong capitalistic economy. So he must destroy this economy. What is your take on how far he has succeeded and whether or not he will succeed? And what can be done if that's not too many questions at once?
Well, he's already well on the way. Okay, inflation's coming. And I would tell anybody, go out, make sure you can provide for yourself. Okay, if you're smart enough, you get on the internet, you figure out how to provide for yourself. And I would recommend that. Because we need to take care of ourselves. Okay, we need strong family values, strong community values, take care of each other, not in a socialistic way. Barter with each other, help each other, learn abilities from each other. Okay, that's what we need. We don't need to have only one place to turn when the hammer falls.
Well, now what do you plan to do? Are you planning? You're a financial consultant now. You seem very well spoken and very much apprised of where we are, and very passionate as well, I might add. Are you going to continue as a financial consultant, or do you have other plans?
That's a tough one, and I think I got some other plans coming soon, but if some people are looking for some help, I'll take on some business, and I'll stay on for a little while. My last name is spelled Tolda, T-O-L-D like dollar, A like America, and you could find me on Facebook, Anthony Tolda. You could find me at my website, http://anthonytolda.com. And anybody wants some help, I'll help them. I'm going to stay on for a little while, but I don't know how long I'm going to stay on. Because I got to run this campaign, and I got to try and help set some things right, because we got to get right with God as a country. And this man seeks to destroy this country's relationship with God. And if that's not overwhelmingly obvious to anybody out there, I suggest you get on the internet and do a little research. Now,
Tolda, your website is anthonytolda.com, is that right? And you're
right.
Also Anthony Tolda on Facebook. Is that right?
That's correct.
And of course, you're able to give people financial advice in the event that they need it. You'd be able to. But now, listen. Let me ask you another question. And I suspect that you're probably going to run for office at some point in time. I'd like to.
Oh no, I am. It's official. I filed my paperwork with the government, and I'm good to go.
Oh well, congratulations! I didn't know that. Congratulations. I'm glad to know that. And we certainly want to try to be as helpful to you as we possibly can. You're such a young man, though. Let me ask you another question. People in your age category, most of the people went for Obama. I mean, they just went for his whole line, hook, line, and sinker. Obviously, you didn't vote for him at first. You didn't. You saw him coming way back then.
Not for 1 second. Not for 1 second did I believe this man and his lies. Okay, and like you say, it's sickening. It's downright sickening that these people follow him. You look into their eyes when you see him speaking publicly. They look like they're worshiping a god. They look like they're a part of a cult.
Yeah,
it's sick.
It is sick. It is. It certainly is that. Well, listen.
He's called himself. He said you could find this. He said that a light will shine down on you, and you say to yourself. Or he even used the word epiphany. He said you'll have an epiphany. If anybody doesn't know the definition of the word epiphany out there, you look it up. He called himself a god right there. He claimed to be a god by saying that you'll have an epiphany.
No, he does believe that about himself, and I spiritually he comes from a dark kingdom that would allow him to present himself as a god, and he makes no mistake about it. He doesn't try to hide it from anyone. I think that anyone who refuses to believe it or see it do so at their own peril. But Obama does recognize that he comes from dark spiritual powers